Hey guys, it's Dennis with Grass Monkey Lawn Care. Hey, I want to do a review with you guys. Something I was using this past year, Home Advisor. I'm sure many of you guys have been contacted by someone at some point in time, or will be contacted at some point from Home Advisor, wanting you to become a service provider with a lawn care or landscaping business. This is kind of how it went for me this year. Like, I had a guy contact me pretty early in the year. Wanted me to get on board with them, but the guy's sales tactics weren't real great, so I told him no. And I was contacted again. I want to say it was around June, and the guy I talked to that time was a little bit better, explained it better to me, had invested some time and letting me know how the services worked, how the system worked, what I was getting for the money, and all that stuff. So I went ahead and signed up in June. So I've been with Home Advisor since June of last year. It's currently January 12, 2017. So I just want to give you guys my review of them from June until now, what I think of the services. I want to give you the pros and the cons of using Home Advisor. So let me kind of give you a brief description of what the Home Advisor thing is. So basically what it is, a customer goes online, goes to Home Advisor, they select a service, say it's lawn care. And what they do is they'll type their information in, and then they'll shoot that lead out to 3 contractors. And then from there, if you're one of the 3 contractors, you'll get a text message, a phone call, and an email stating what the customer's needs are, what the job is, what time frame they want it done. If they're just planning the budget, what the completion date, maybe if it's in a week or a planning stage and whatnot. And so it gives like the name and the address, so you can kind of look up the property where it's at, and you just call the customer. Now, from my experiences with Home Advisor, it's usually the first one to call them gets the job. It's been my experience anyways with that. So I mean, you got to really be on top of it if you're using Home Advisor, to make sure if you're getting that you contact that customer immediately. If not, the other 2 people will probably contact them, get the jump on the job, and most likely land that job. So that's one thing with Home Advisor that happens. The customer goes to that site, puts in what they want, gets sent to the you as a service provider if you're one of the 3 that gets selected for that job, and then from there you kind of work your way into the estimate. Some of the pros of Home Advisor, I would say, is the ease of access with it. They have an app you put on your phone, and it goes to your email, and it calls you instantly as soon as that lead comes in. So that's a pro that I would say that they have, is they let you know as soon as possible, and it gives you the chance to be the first guy to get a hold of that customer. Another pro with the system of using Home Advisor is typically, you will end up on the first page of Google under the Home Advisor service provider. So if you were to type in like lawn care in your city, typically Home Advisor would be one of the top couple ones on the first page. And if someone wanted to click on that link, your business would pop up as one of the service providers, and they could just call you off that list, and you wouldn't even be charged for a lead based off them looking on that site or that page anyways and seeing your business. So that's another good thing they have. Another pro they have is, within the app that you use with the people that are sent to you, you can set them up in different stages, whether you're selling, calling, sold the job. So you kind of keep track of the ones you did get and the ones you did not get. Let me tell you this too. Typically leads for what I do, which is the lawn care, landscape, cleanup jobs, stuff like that. Typically your leads will run for like the lawn care part about $13 per lead that is sent to you. Now if it's more of a landscaping job, shrub trimming and stuff like that, or if it's a cleanup or something like that, it runs right around, it's up in like the $21 range. And if someone was to select your company off a Home Advisor, like they went there, got on there as a customer, and just like called you off the site, like hit this button that calls you directly, then you're charged $23 for a direct contact with the customer. So that means you and only you get a chance to bid the job based on the customer selecting your company when they're on that site and they select your phone number on that page. So that's kind of the breakdown of the charges anyways. And I will say this too, the other pro I would say of using Home Advisor is, you get listed on that Home Advisor page, and they list you on 8 other pages like Home and Garden and such stuff like that, which I don't know how well that gets you found, but there's 8 sites that they list you on. the sign-up cost isn't bad. I think I paid $299 for the year. So that kind of tells you the startup cost that I paid. Now, they run these specials, and I'm sure there's some kind of deal they do all across different parts of the United States where you might get a better deal, or it might be more, or it might be right where I was at. So I would expect that if you're going to use them, there will be a sign-up cost associated with getting on with them, plus the lead cost every time you get a contact. I want to talk about some of the cons, though. And the first one being, I've had numerous leads come in where I felt like I called them back within like 5 minutes of the lead, and no one answers the phone. It gives you the option to, if no one answers the phone, you can text them, or you can email them. I've tried all that, and nothing, like they don't call back. So I definitely am disappointed with that part of the Home Advisor thing, seeing that, you're getting charged, but then no one picks up the phone on the other end. So that's very frustrating. Another con would be, sometimes these customers will type in the wrong zip code, because you can isolate your leads down to certain zip codes. Like I have mine isolated down just to 4 zip codes on the west side of my town where I work. So they might mess up typing that, and then it gets sent out anyways, and then you get charged for a lead that is in an area you don't even want to work for. So then you have to go through the headache of trying to get your money back on the lead, contacting people, giving your information, the bid or job information to them. So it's really just a waste of your time on that. Another con I think is just the headache of it sometimes. Like if I want to shut my leads off, I can only shut them off 4 days at a time. So say if I want to go out of town for a couple of days, I've got to remember to shut that off before. And then if I don't want to work, like if I'm too busy or something, I got to remember to go in and shut off my leads. And it's only 4 days at a time. So if you're really busy with a lot going on and you forget to shut that off, well, guess what? You get maybe 1 or 2 leads that come in, and you're not ready for that kind of, extra work at the, that moment. So that's kind of a real headache. I mean, if you're going to shut your leads off, it should be like a week or 2 week period. I'll let you select a start date and an end date of when you want to shut off your leads instead of making it a mandatory 4 days only. I don't agree with that. So I think that's something, if Home Advisor was to watch this video, you need to fix that, along with the leads that come in that no one answers the phones. I'll say one more thing about it. A good thing about it is, like I mentioned, was you're able to isolate the area that you want to work in. So like you don't have to cover the whole city. So if you just want to do like the area you live in and that zip code, and maybe one right next to you, you can just concentrate only on that. If you just want to concentrate only on lawn care, you can just put in lawn care, and that's all the leads you would get. If you want to landscape, get all your leads just for landscape work off of there, you can do that. So, that's one really good thing that they have, that they offer to people like us that would, use this service as an additional income provider for our business. I'll tell you the reason why I did use Home Advisor my first year in business was I was looking for extra side work, whether it was picking up an extra account or two, or, shrubs, tree trimming, landscape work, which, I'm not going to lie. A couple $1,000s using Home Advisor. But I will tell you, I'm not going to use them after this June passes, my full calendar year with Home Advisor comes up. I'm just not going to renew it. I don't feel like I don't need to rely on them and have to, pay out of pocket an additional $299 to re-sign up, and then, pay all these leads out. I'm just not really into that this year. I'm thinking about just trying to concentrate on marketing myself. I just signed up with another company that's going to do my marketing for me, so I don't have to worry about it. So I'm just going to kind of kick them to the curb, I think. And, I want to ride this year out without them, and I want to see the difference between last year and this year, and see, was it worth using or was it not worth using? So, that's where I'm at with my business moving forward. I'm not going to use them again. I'm not saying that they're, bad or anything, but there's things they need to fix. There's some good things and some bad things, but, that's my thought on Home Advisor. If you're a new guy coming in, you may want to use them, but just remember, you have to have that extra expected cost associated with using them, and you got to be real careful with your leads. If, you got a budget set of, let's say, $100 you want to spend for that month, well, you got to watch those leads coming in, because you're getting charged, $11, $13, whatever it might be per lead. And if you don't want to go over that budget, you really got to manage that. So be careful. Like I said, because you only shut them off 4 days at a time. So be real careful with it. You know, don't forget about it. If you do sign up with them and you're kind of new, just remember you have to manage the hell out of it and, you know, kind of baby it. So those are my thoughts, guys. You know, I'm going to do some other reviews, but this is my review of HomeAdvisor. You know, like always, guys, I really appreciate everybody watching the videos. If you like this video, give us a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed yet, feel free to check out all my other videos. And thanks for watching, guys, and have a great night and a great weekend, guys. Thank you.